Some leadership quotes: you need to learn to become better leader. Managers do things right. Leaders do the right thing. Who succeeds in forming and leading a great group? He or she is almost always a pragmatic dreamer. They are people who get things done, but they are people with immortal longings. Often, they are scientifically minded people with poetry in their souls. Taking charge of your own learning is a part of taking charge of your life, which is the sine qua non in becoming an integrated person. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. If knowing yourself and being yourself were as easy to do as to talk about, there wouldn't be nearly so many people walking around in borrowed postures, spouting second-hand ideas, trying desperately to fit in rather than to stand out. IT is the capacity to develop and improve their skills that distinguishes leaders from followers. Great groups need to know that the person at the top will fight like a tiger for them. Once you recognize, or admit, that your primary goal is to fully express yourself, you will find the means to achieve the rest of your goals. The opposite of hope is despair, and when we despair, it is because we feel there are no choices. Too many companies believe people are interchangeable. Truly gifted people never are. They have unique talents. Such people cannot be forced into roles they are not suited for, nor should they be. Effective leaders allow great people to do the work they were born to do. Neoteny is more than retaining a youthful appearance, although that is often part of it. Neoteny is the retention of all those wonderful qualities that we associate with youth: curiosity, playfulness, eagerness, fearlessness, warmth, energy. Unlike those defeated by time and age, our geezers have remained much like our geeks, open, willing to take risks, hungry for knowledge and experience, courageous, eager to see what the new day brings. Time and loss steal the zest from the unlucky, and leave them looking longingly at the past. Neoteny is a metaphor for the quality, and the gift, that keeps the fortunate of whatever age focused on all marvelous undiscovered things to come. Leaders are people who believe so passionately that they can seduce other people into sharing their dream. More leaders have been made by accident, circumstance, sheer grit, or will than have been made by all the leadership courses put together. In a time of drastic change, it is the learners who inherit the future. The learned find themselves equipped to live in a world that no longer exists. A promising junior executive of IBM was involved in a risky venture for the company and managed to lose over $10 million in the gamble. It was a disaster. When Watson called the nervous executive into his office, the young man blurted out, "I guess you want my resignation." Watson said, "You can't be serious. We've just spent $10 million educating you." Silence, not dissent, is the one answer that leaders should refuse to accept. Leadership is the wise use of power. Power is the capacity to translate intention into reality and sustain it. Success in management requires learning as fast as the world is changing. In life, change is inevitable. In business, change is vital. To be authentic is literally to be your own author, to discover your own native energies and desires, and then to find your own way of acting on them. The first step in becoming a leader, then, is to recognize the context for what it is: a breaker, not a maker, a trap, not a launching pad, an end, not a beginning, and declare your independence. The most dangerous leadership myth is that leaders are born, that there is a genetic factor to leadership. That's nonsense. In fact, the opposite is true. Leaders are made rather than born. Leadership that knows what it wants, communicates those intentions, positions itself correctly, and empowers its workforce. First and foremost, find out what it is you're about, and be that. Be what you are, and don't lose it. It's very hard to be who we are, because IT doesn't seem to be what anyone wants. But, of course, as Lear has demonstrated, it's the only way to truly fly. The ideal boss for a growing leader is probably a good boss with major flaws, so that one can learn all the complex lessons of what to do and what not to do simultaneously. One thing great groups do need is protection. Great groups do things that haven't been done before. Most corporations and other traditional organizations say they want innovation, but they reflexively shun the untried. Most would rather repeat a past success than gamble on a new idea. Because great groups break new ground, they are more susceptible than others to being misunderstood, resented, even feared. Successful organizations are too often prisons for the human soul. None of US is as smart as all of US. Satchel Paige is supposed to have said, "It's not what you don't know that hurts you, it's what you know that just ain't so."